Level by Level Gaming, and let's play World 1 Area 2. Now this time I'm going to pick Luigi, and we are greeted by a Pidgeot on a flying carpet. Now we need to commandeer this carpet to get across this chasm, and while we do so we are greeted by a wave of Bezos. Now this carpet will go away, so you need to be over land whenever it does so, and this is going to be where we're going to find our first secret of the level, and that's the potion leading into subspace, where we can grab our mushroom for our extra health, and we can grab a couple of extra coins while we're at it. Alright, now that we're back in the main world, let me show you Luigi's power, which is going to be his naturally high jump. Unlike Mario, who has to squat and charge his, Luigi just does a high jump naturally. Alright, we're going to go down this first pot here and get our second secret of the level, which is a hidden 1-up, and we need to continue on to the right past a couple of Ninja. I am going to use one vegetable to take them both out, and as you can see here, there is a locked red door leading into the hillside. In order to find the key, we have to go down this second pot, and it is being guarded by a Phanto. When he comes awake, he will fly off to the right and out of the screen and appear in the main world just for a little bit. We're going to use the key and we're going to unlock the door, and now we are in the hillside. Alright, moving into this section of the cave is where it gets a little more tricky, and that is not only because you have to pull these bombs and toss them into sections of wall to take them out, you also have the introduction of a new enemy, which is called a snift, and a snift is a projectile throwing enemy. Now there is a snift waiting for me on the other side of this wall, and I decided I was going to throw a bomb at him, and nope, I fat fingered the jump button and fell down in the pit, losing my first life of the game. Alright, so let's try this again. Now, for some reason, I decided that I was going to get a little more fancy. I was going to toss the snift up against the wall and take him and the section of wall out with the same bomb. And as you can see, I'm not going to be very successful at that. I do take the section of wall out, but he didn't get close enough to the bomb to go off. And of course, if you leave the frame, they will rematerialize. Alright, so let's just leave him be and let's move into this next section where we have the snift trapped in between the two breakable walls. Alright, I fell into the walk out of the frame and they rematerialized trap, but this time I was able to successfully blow up the wall and the snift at the same time. Alright, now this is going to be where we have our third secret of the game, but in order to set it up, you do need to use the bombs to take out this section of wall, and you'll see why here very shortly. Alright, now that we got the wall section taken out, we are going to throw our potion, and you want to place it in a way where it makes it easier to get down into the bottom area and grab your third secret, which is your mushroom for your final health upgrade. After you exit subspace and you've gotten your secret here, the last thing to do is to exit the cave, and the exit is being guarded by a couple of Ninja. We will grab the Ninja and we will throw them into each other, and then once we exit the cave, there is one more secret that I want to show you, and that's going to be a potion over here to the left, and it is being guarded by a Ninja and a snift. Once you get past them, you will pull your potion, and you want to save this potion and throw it over here to the right where there are the maximum amount of plants in the ground, and that's in order to get more of your coins. Let's go ahead and grab our Starman. We will walk over here to the right and we will enter subspace. Now here I am going to pull all these plants that I can, and I'm going to grab my ace coins before it times out. There you go. Now the last thing to do is to exit the area altogether into the cave side and enter into Birdo's lair for your final boss battle of the round. Alright, we're in the area where Birdo is, and the thing with Luigi and his natural high jump, it is very floaty, and sometimes it's hard to gauge your momentum and where you're going to land, and it made this boss battle really hard. So trying to time your jump and landing on top of the egg is super challenging. So let's sit back and let's watch and see how long and how effectively I'm able to pull this off. Alright, nope, not yet. Here we go, let's try that again. And no, I'm telling you guys, that is the only downside to this super high jump. Alright, I was able to grab an egg. There's one hit. Nope. Try again. Nope. There we go. Nope. So close. There we go. Alright. Now, there's my second hit. All I gotta do is get one more. Just bear with me. Let's see if we can pull it off. Now, this whole time I wasn't super worried about getting hit by the eggs. It's just the timing, that jump, and that landing. Alright, there you go. We have beat the level. Now we're going to pull one of these atrocious gambling sessions. I was able to grab 7 of the ace coins before exiting. Let's see if I can somehow get any extra lives out of those 7 coins. And like I said, I haven't really Googled it or looked into it to see if there's some kind of trick for this gambling. I'm watching and trying to time when I hit the button, and sometimes I'm just spamming the button. And honestly, I'm not great at this. I don't get any extra lives. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. But if you like these kind of videos, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think.